All right, first we're going to go over place. Place is a boundary stay, meaning that when we tell Luna to go to place, she needs to get onto the platform bed or soft bed and stay there until we give her another command. So at this point in training, I don't have a long leash on her. However, I do have a handle because it's important that no matter what we do in training, that we can follow through with any commands we give them. What I mean by that is if I tell a dog to go on the bed, I need to be able to get them onto the bed if they choose not to do it. In our training, there's really kind of 3 steps in the process on a dog that's already trained. Step 1 is you ask them to do the command, and they go to the bed or they don't. They make that conscious decision. If at any point they don't do what we tell them to, or if they're supposed to be, let's say, on the bed staying there, they get off of it, at any point, if they're not listening, we mark it with a no, and then we'll give a light tug of a leash correction. After we give that no and a tug, we remind them again the command, in this case being place. So first you ask them place. If they go to the bed, you give them a cookie, tell them good job. If they don't go to the bed or if they get off of it after they've been told to go there, we'll mark it no, correct them, and then take them all the way back to the bed. Once they're back on the bed, they are back in place and they need to stay where they are. The third step, if they don't listen to us, like right here's the first consequence. I threw food, so I marked it no, gave her a tug, and put her back on the bed. But the third step is going to be, if we mark it no and correct them and tell them place, they don't do it, is we're going to walk them right back on the bed and put them there. So first we ask them nicely and we reward them for their choice. Secondly, we give them a consequence, usually that tug of the leash, and remind them, hey, do the right thing. Lastly, we make them do it. Now, with all of our stays, they are implied, meaning if I tell a dog to go to place, tell a dog to sit down, it's basically like flipping a light switch. If I say place, I flip on the switch that says go to the bed and stay there until I turn that off with a command like free, which is our release, as you're seeing me do right here. They are stuck on that bed. Sometimes you'll see in training after giving a free, if a dog just got in trouble, they'll want to stay on the bed. But the idea is simple. Place means go there, free means get off there. Place is on, free is off. Next, we're going to do some down work. Now, with her down stay, it's newer to her, as normally 2-week stays cover, sit, place, leash walking, maybe a little recall work. I did some down stay work with her too. For a down stay, it's quite simply telling the dog to go into a down and then staying on that position. Just like with place, it is implied stay. So if I tell a dog to down, they're supposed to lay down and stay down until I tell them otherwise. Right here in the video, you can see she didn't want a down. She was supposed to stay in one. I did not free her and she got up. So she hesitated a little and tried to get away. It's important, especially with a young puppy, to understand that there's going to be those moments of defiance. It's not willfully just to make you angry, and it's important to view it just like with a small child, that in some cases, though rules should be concrete, we can flex them a little bit to make sure the dog does enjoy the experience. In training, I want it to be fun, but I also want them to listen. With a young puppy, the focus should be more on the focus of getting rewarded for doing right rather than getting corrected for doing wrong, but don't let that make you afraid to follow through if need be. Again, if you tell a dog to do it, make sure you follow through with it. Make sure you keep it fun, play with them during training, whatever it takes. Now we're going to do a little bit of leash walking. I apologize because leash walking in this video, like several of our sessions, are done in Tractor Supply here. I don't have a cameraman to follow me around, so I'm kind of trying to do everything myself when we're out in public doing this. My treat pouch and everything gets in the way a little, but she did excellent out in public. Sometimes with people, she get a little overly excited, so I made sure I didn't let her meet every person she saw. The leash walking word being heel means be by my side in a heel position. If she breaks that positioning, like you're seeing me do in the video, I'm going to mark it no, but I'm also going to give that little tug towards my leg. If she's really focused on something, I'll go in the other direction, and I'd like to reward her for paying attention and stopping with me. But the idea is simple. In a heel means walk with me by my side, and when we free her up, she's allowed to do what she wants except pull. I never let dogs pull the lead because that leads to bad habits. So when walking with you, try to keep the leash loose, but try to keep her by your side. Left is the side the training is mostly done. I try to feed with my left hand, and I try to reward his feed, pardon me. I try to correct and reward with that left hand. Even when I don't have a camera in my other hand, my left hand does most of the work. The idea of leash walking, though, is simple. If she's paying attention to you, reward her now. Show her that you like that positioning. If she's trying to eat a treat, tries to go in the other direction, my biggest tip to you is think of it like you're the train leaving the station or you're the plane that's going to take off. It doesn't matter if someone bought a ticket. If they're not on the plane, if they're not on the train, it's still going to go. So if your dog does not want to follow you, walk still where you want to go, keep walking, and help her get to where she needs to be with the leash. A lot of people fixate too much on where their dog is and adjust themselves to match the dog. The whole point of leash walk training is to kind of take that pressure off and have fun. So teach the dog to match you. Turn when you turn. Stop when you stop. Don't meet its pace, have it meet yours. And I know it's a hard habit to break, but just try to catch yourselves in those moments. You're the one guiding the walk, so walk with some confidence along the way. When it comes to training for a puppy too, I haven't mentioned this yet in the video, but we're definitely going to talk about it in person during our follow-up. It's really all about making sure your dog understands right now. The good things get good things and bad things get bad things. As time goes on, we'll start to move our kind of paycheck, that treating constantly for good choices, into a lottery system. Basically, with my dogs, I can do training with them for days, if not weeks, if not months, without giving them constant cookies for every comeback when called or command. However, they still want to do it. And the reason they still want to do it is because that reward they might get occasionally. Just like how someone wins $4 on a scratch ticket, they spend hundreds of dollars for a bunch of losers because they think they might win that lottery. I want that to be our dog training. And same with consequences. We won't always be able to follow through, but I want them to think even when we can't, that we can. I want them to have that nice balance in their training. Now here's some place work again. The idea of place is just simply stay on the bed. Now we've done the soft bed, we've done the elevated bed, we've done just this Kong bed here. I just wanted to show it just because she got a little tangled up in the moment, but it's all about the follow through. No matter how tangled she gets, how far she runs, if you've marked it no, let me rephrase that. If you've told them place, they need to go back to the bed. If you marked it no, you have to follow through with that little tug and getting them back to the bed. The most important part is consistency, even though I kind of contradicted that earlier, mentioning that sometimes the focus should be more on fun. The overall idea is place means go on the bed, free means get off the bed. That sit means sit, that down means down, leash walk means leash walk, and recall means come back to me. But again, keep the focus right now on a lot of reinforcement, but don't let that make you not consistent with consequences when needed. Don't forget that withholding food is also a consequence. Now, I don't know why. I think I mentioned during the go home when you guys were here that I was going to record recalls outside because I didn't have any footage of it, but I can't find footage of it. So here's a little bit of indoor recall work. I do know from our conversations that she's doing really good at recall, so I'm kind of lucky there, and I do apologize. All I did at the beginning to teach her to recall, and a great way to burn out some energy, is I would literally just take her kibble, that's all I have in this video, and toss kibble away, and then call her back and give her kibble for coming to me. Occasionally I'd throw in a place or a sit just to keep it fun because using her brain goes a long way. But really all it is Luna come. I also taught her that her name equals food, so there was more of a passive one, Luna, and then just a cookie. But if you need her to come back to you, it's Luna come. Just like place sitting down though, you have to follow through if she doesn't do it. And in this next part of the video, I'd worked on the drop command you guys had asked for. All I do is I play fetch with her. When she comes back, I started by presenting food and then saying drop. And as time went on, I started to say drop and then gave her food for letting go. So the idea behind it is that food holds value to her. Not every dog can do it this way, but if a dog likes food and toy, it's essentially trading and still making it fun. Because if we just take away, she might want to run away to keep the toy to herself. But the word is drop, and again, if she does not drop it, you can present food to get her to let go. But in most cases I've seen at this point, she's willing to for the game itself. If it's going really, really well, you can remove food from the situation and just have the reward for drop to be you might throw the toy again. That goes back to what I mentioned earlier about like a lottery system, that she will drop it hoping that you'll throw it again, but sometimes you won't throw it again. Sometimes you'll go back in the house instead. Just make sure that she enjoys it. Don't build conflict and make it most of the time you keep it away from her.